Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Saka here with another episode of Kerbal Space Program, a 1.2 career mode. When we last left off, we brought back, or we docked up and got all of this fuel back in this lander. And now I actually have a maneuver node set up here to meet our cohort in orbit. We have plenty of monopropellant to do it. I'm trying to bring back as much fuel as I possibly can here to mitigate the damage. But let's just... What engines do we have here? I think we just got the two outside ones. Yeah, let's just do a little bit of thrusting. Not much. We're not going to use that much fuel up, and I want to make sure that we actually rendezvous when we're supposed to. So we'll just do it this way. That is perfectly fine. And then once we link up, we'll actually back ourselves into our previous spaceship, and then we should be good to go, all things considered. All right, 0.0, what does that do for us? All right, so there's our encounter, 55 kilometer separation. Let's add a maneuver and see what we need to do to help that. Looks like a little bit of retrograde. Just the tiniest smidgen. There we go, 1.2 kilometers. A 0.0 meters a second difference. So we're definitely using RCS thrusters on that one. And then we should be able to link up to our expent stage and then be on our way. That's the ultimate goal. So we're going just above retrograde, is it? Where is our maneuver node? Yeah, our maneuver node is retrograde, but because there is literally no speed difference, we're gonna have to sort of wing it. And I'll definitely bring this up so I can actually see the change here. Let's go RCS. Just give it a little touch. 1.7, good enough. Leave it be. All right, let's warp ahead. Our spent stage is right there coming around the Duna debris. And here we go. Let's set our target. Duna debris should be coming up behind us, I believe. If we can catch a glimpse of it, we are within the plane, and I definitely don't want to miss it. Let's warp here. Here it comes. All right, so let's go retrograde. So we're essentially going to be picking up speed once we see this thing. Let it come a little bit closer here. And the speed difference isn't that bad. We could probably get away with just using RCS thrusters to park it, which would be pretty handy. Hello, Duna 1 debris. How are you, good sir? It'll be good to see you again, so we can actually get a pretty decent engine on this thing. All right, so 20 meters a second. We can pretty much kill that. All right, it's passing right below us, so let's pick up some speed here so it doesn't blow right by. Just using RCS thrusters. We have 250 units of RCS left, and as our ship is getting lighter because we're using the RCS, the better our nuclear engine will be. So a win-win. I'm not spending any fuel to get there, and we're making our spaceship lighter in the process. Excellent. All right, so I am going to speed up this docking maneuver. Stay tuned, and you will see me link up, and I will get back with you when we are ready to plot our course to Duna. So sit back and enjoy the flight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what you may have noticed is I controlled from here on that docking port, and I selected the docking port as the target. So essentially, it acted as, you know, a backup camera, which was very beneficial. While we are here, let's go ahead and transfer the fuel out of this tank and into our big orange tank. And that essentially gets it half full. So hopefully that will be enough for us. Next big step is to set Duna as our target and get going. However, we are not at the proper inclination or the proper launch time yet. So let's go to the tracking station. And we want to wait until Duna is about, you know, 45 degrees or so around us. So no worries, we'll just wait on that, and I'll speed this up, and when we are ready to launch, I will be right back with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Duna is about at a 45-degree angle, maybe closer with us. So what we are going to do is get back to our Duna 1 here, and we will be ready to leave. So these guys have been floating out in space for a year and 81 days. Let's shut down these side engines here. We don't need them. And we activate our nuclear engine, and we will be ready to go. We want to launch outward, and then Kerbal is moving this way, so essentially we want to leave Minmus this way and go outward. Nope, that's backwards. So there we go. And that's going to shoot our apoapsis up. Let's set Duna as our target. We are right on plane. I mean, that is pretty good stuff. Let's go ahead and complete this maneuver. And then we'll be able to adjust flight from there once we leave Minmus's sphere of influence and get out of Kerbal's sphere of influence. Then we should be good to go. All right, looks like the maneuver node is down here some. And we're 12 days away from our expected maneuver time, so that's no worries. We will just warp to the next maneuver. And it won't take much speed at all for us to leave, since we're right on the fringe of Minmus orbit. It'll be just a quick thrust, and we should be out of Minmus's sphere of influence here. And then once we leave Minmus, we will leave Kerbal, and then we will set our sights on Duna and see if we will have enough fuel to get there. We may be able to get away with it fairly quickly. All right, looks like we're turning retrograde here, which we certainly can do. Let's give the engine a quick burst. So 1 minute, 8 seconds. We need 34 on the dot. Let's go. All right, looks like we are leaving Minmus. Not using much fuel here. And cut. All right, so we are leaving Minmus. We will actually be leaving Kerbal as well with that little charade there. All right, so let's warp there. Luckily, we aren't interfering with the moon. Well, maybe we are. Okay, hold up. I think the calculation was just a little bit toss. Yeah, we just need to speed up just a little bit. So let's fly this by hand then. Let's SAS and go prograde. And once we get right on that prograde marker, we will leave Kerbin's sphere of influence. Just like that. Now warp forward. Let's get out of here. Alright, so we are indeed going to leave Kerbin's sphere of influence. Time warp is canceled. That's fine, because then we will be on Kerbin escape. And we can plot our approach to Duna. Let's see what will happen if we burn prograde. Will we reach out and touch Duna? That is the question. Almost. Looks like we can adjust. Let's see, separation is 2.2, 2.1. So we do need to do that. And there we go. Intersecting Duna with an 11-minute burn. Now the question is, do we have 11 minutes of fuel in this stage? Because this stage is completely dry and we need this to get there and back again. I don't know if we actually have 11 minutes of fuel. Just for giggles, we know we can reach out and touch Duna. That's fine. What happens if we wait an orbit and we do a maneuver from here? Do we save any fuel by doing it that way? No, looks like we miss Duna completely if we wait a year. So we have to go. And we have to make that maneuver early to get the most out of it. All right, let's actually look at our orbit calculations here. The earlier we can do it, the better. There was a little something. Something like that, 2.5, 2.4. Do we adjust inclination at all to get that descending node over there? It's still 2.4. Whoops. What? All right, we're doing a little bit better. Yeah, that's essentially the same, isn't it? That's essentially what we've got. 9:35, 11 minutes. Well, there's no time like the present then, I guess. Let's go ahead and warp forward, plot our course to Duna, and just see if luck would have it that we'll have enough fuel. Maybe this burn will not be as... Whoops. Well, we missed that, but that's okay. Maybe this burn will not be as difficult, or 11 minutes won't be that much out of the tank, but that just seems like a massive amount to me. But let's see what we've got. Let's go. All right, I will complete this maneuver and we will see where we line up where the cards fall. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are warping to Duna. And I don't have a whole lot of fuel, if I'm honest. I'm going to follow through. We'll try aero braking and in the atmosphere. we'll try landing with whatever fuel I've got in here. We've got plenty of oxidizer, but I can't see how much liquid fuel I've got in here. 291, so essentially a third of the fuel needed in this section. We've got RCS, though. I mean, I'm maintaining optimism, but, you know, what can you do? We're heading out to meet Duna. We'll try to use the RCS thrusters to get a nice aero brake going here. All right. Warp ahead another week. Duna awaits. Now, I don't see it out here, but it should be coming up. We should be getting an encounter soon. In an hour. All right. Let's do that. All right, there's our Duna encounter. We are going to have to add a maneuver, and we need to go pretty much straight down, and that's going to be a lot of fuel. Periapsis at 455, 335, 278. We're essentially going to have to come straight down on top of it, and that's 3 minutes of burning, and I don't think we actually have 3 minutes in us. But we can see we're essentially going for broke here. At this point, I am no longer optimistic. We didn't come to Duna right on, and I don't, you know, I don't pretend to be the best at this game, and this certainly shows that. But we are going to do the best we got here. Full power. We'll burn up everything we've got. And if that still isn't enough, we'll RCS. I essentially want the craft landed. I think that will be good enough for us. And let's say the Kerbals are starting their own colony. You know, that might be pretty fun. Because chances are we will never see these Kerbals again. But it's been fun. It's been real fun. I've actually learned a lot myself playing through this career mode here. And thank you so much for joining me on the ride. So this is essentially going to do it for us. As almost if planned. 827. I think we overshot it just a bit. We are going to have to pull that up some. And that should be good enough. 17 meters a second. Let's head to our maneuver node. And finish this off. There we go. So now, our throttle is pointless. Let's undock and use our RCS thrusters to continue the maneuver. We essentially have no fuel. Well, we don't have any fuel here. So we are just at the mercy now of Duna. All right, we are going to hit the planet. As a matter of fact, can we come in more sideways? Let's try something like that, shall we? It won't take much. And this craft is light enough that this these RCS thrusters is actually making quite the difference here. Get an encounter with Ike. All right, there's a 24,000 periaps there. Now, will that bring us down? It should. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let us set down on Duna. Fine, let's fast forward then, since it's not going to let us warp. We're coming down, it looks like on the light side, however. And we do have our drogue chutes. And we do have our parachutes here. Let's face retrograde as we do. And let's speed her up and watch what happens. Our Kerbals are going to land and become the first Duna residents. All right, here we go. We should start interacting with the atmosphere just a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a picturesque landing spot for us for sure. It's not what we wanted to see. We wanted to return, but all in all, you know, it's a good craft, and you know, I would definitely do a redesign if I could here. Let's SAS, slow down as much as we possibly can. There's a big bounce. Let's try to keep it nice and even. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, so we rolled it. Well, we're definitely stranded now. But figure no time like the present. We'll observe the mystery goo. 160 science that we're never going to have. The crew report. 80 science that we're never going to have. Let's do our barometer. 192 science. I didn't even bring an antenna on this thing to transmit the data in case of emergency. I was just banking on everything, you know, coming back. I mean, there's well over 2,000, 3,000 science just right here for the picking. 400 science there. All right, Val. Let's hop out here and get us a soil sample. An EVA report, 128 science, 480. Oh, if only. If only. Come on there, Valentina, get back up. Oh, it looks like we can use our RCS pack. All right, pretty cool stuff to know. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is going to do it for this episode and this series of Kerbal Space Program 1.2. It has been fun. It's been a learning experience teaching you some of the basics of Kerbal Space Program, and you are probably better than me. I'm not going to lie. As I said, I'm not the best Kerbal Space Program video. I mean, this shows right here that I'm not the best. I've got good ideas, but I can't follow through. But thank you for coming with me on this journey of Kerbal Space Program. I might do a vlog and discuss my plans for a future series, but that is going to do it for me in this episode and this series, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. And for our intrepid, stranded Kerbals who cannot roll over, I will see you in the next video, in the next series, whatever that may be. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.